What is an altar? Do you need one? No, this is not an altar tour. If that's what you're here for, sorry. Hey everybody, welcome back. I want to take the opportunity today to talk about altars, what they are, what they're for, why people have them. That's kind of the same thing. And do you need one? Do you need to have an altar? Is this something that like you have to have as a practitioner, as a witch? Do you need an altar? Okay. Hello. My name is Amy. I am a witch, a spiritual guide, and an energy healer. If you're new here, I'm so stoked that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back, and I am equally stoked that you're here. Like I said, today we're talking about altars. So first, let's talk about what an altar is. In my opinion, from my experience, an altar is a place, a designated place, like a table or a shelf or a chest or something, a flat area, where you keep your objects of power and where you can set up spells dedicated to whatever they're dedicated to, like say you've got one dedicated to Isis, you can set up a spell dedicated to Isis on your altar and leave it there. You can leave candles that are already charged with a specific energy, a specific spell on your altar. You can leave your sigils there. You can arrange your objects of power. So if you usually have a bowl of water or a bowl of salt, excuse me, a pentagram, talismans, statues of deities, things like that, things that are important to you, your tarot card of the day or the week or the month or whatever. These are things that people put on altars. It is essentially your central place for doing your spiritual workings, doing your rituals, your spells. And no, you don't have to have one. This is something that it's traditional, and I do think it's important, but just like everything else in witchcraft, it is extremely personal. So, for example, my altar isn't going to look the same as your altar, and your altar doesn't need to look like anybody else's altar, because the things that we find spiritually potent and valuable, and the things that matter to us as far as deities and elements and whatnot, that's all going to be different, right? That's going to vary from person to person. So there is no point in dictating what should be on an altar, what should be included in an altar. A thing that an altar is not is a place to just stick stuff. So, for example, a lot of people would consider their altars sacred. An altar is a sacred space. So you wouldn't, for example, plunk your purse down on your altar on your way out the door. It's not a catch-all table or whatever. It's sacred. It's respectful. It's a place of worship, of ritual working, spell work. And it's a convenient place to be able to do your workings. If you need a table for anything that you're doing, it's a space for anything that you're doing, and especially if you want to leave something burning, altars can be very helpful and very strategic for those types of workings. Now, I'm a big supporter of magic without tools. I think you guys probably know that by now. A lot of my videos do include tools like some sage or a notebook, a pen, things like that. I do like to include salt, and it's because I have those things and I like to use them personally. It's never required. It's never necessary. So an altar equally is not necessary. It's a matter of, is this something that you want to have? I personally tend to do my workings, I like to do my spell work in a circle, and I have never had actually until now, I think I could manage it in here, but I could do a spell on my kitchen counter and have a circle all the way around my island. I could do that, but my kitchen counter also gets used for kitteny things, and it is kind of a catch-all. I put my purse and my dog's leash and stuff on that counter. So that wouldn't be an altar for me. That would be a place that I would clean off cleanse, then do a spell, and then move on with my life. I tend to do my spell work often, like I said, within a circle, so that usually means on the floor. I gather the things that I need for my spell. I spend some time meditating on what the objects are, focusing on what I need, putting everything together, and then I gather it all up and I put it in a spot on the floor. If I'm going to be using chalk or charcoal or drawing runes, I'll do it on the kitchen floor. If I'm going to be just using a salt ring, then I'll do it on my fire rug back here. It's actually a desert rug, but it reminds me of fire a lot, and I feel like there's power in my rug. I feel like there's power in whatever I want there to be power in, because I'm a freaking witch and I can do that. I put a circle on my rug. You guys have seen this before if you've watched my meditation videos, or if you've watched my How I Cast a Circle video. I'll link that somewhere. So for me, I actually have a shelf where I keep all of my ritual items, most of my ritual items, and it's kind of my home for things. And if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. I'll show you. It's, like I said, it's not a dedicated altar. It's a little bit messy, but that is essentially what I use it for. When I do set things up to just burn continuously, when I do want a place for my idols or the things that I dedicate to various gods or elements, that's where I put them. It's also where I often put my new paintings. It's where I prop up my tarot card of the day or the week. But I also have my record player on it, because music to me is sacred. It is spiritual. And on the bottom shelves, the lower shelves, I have other types of books that are not related to witchcraft or spirituality at all. So not only do I keep my Book of Shadows and my grimoire and things there, but I also keep my Sally Rooney book and my Terry Pratchett, my Neil Gaiman, and everything else that I enjoy reading. My book on druids is over there, which, okay, that's fitting. But I allow myself the liberty to have it set up as an altar if and when I need that, and I bless the space when it's time for that. But I don't have a single dedicated altar. There's also a small table in my bedroom that I will, if I feel the need to have an altar, I'll sort of set up a temporary altar there, and I'll leave candles burning or whatever. But yeah, I've never curated what would be considered a traditional altar. So I'm proof that you don't have to. But magic isn't about what you have to do. It's about what you want to do and what feels right to you. So if you want to set up an altar and you feel like that is crucial for your witchcraft and your journey, I highly encourage it. I recommend it. And I'd love to hear about it. If you want to tell me about it in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram, post a picture. I'd love to see your altars. I'd love to hear about what you're going to put on them and how you're going to use them. I am always learning, so I would like for this to be a dialogue. So let me know if you have an altar, what you use it for, and why you have it. Leave that in the comments down below. And then also it'll help other people that are here watching this video, because then they can kind of see different expressions of a similar idea. It's fun. We learn from each other. It's fun. So if this video resonated with you, please feel free to like it, because it's helpful to me. It's how I know that you liked it. And also, it's easy. You just push the button. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. That's fun too. Then you'll always know my videos come out. I try to post every day, but I don't always. So the inconsistency is supplemented by that little bell button, because then you'll get notifications, and that's fun. Share this video with somebody else that you think might find it useful. And like I said, if you're not following me already on Instagram, sending me DMs there is a great way to get a hold of me. And also I post parts of my projects. I post pictures of my dog and spiritual thoughts and inspirations. And also when I have a blog post, I post that there as well. So check out my Instagram. And if you want to see more videos like this from me and you want to help me create them, you want to have input on my videos, you want to be able to vote on my videos, you want to have access to me in a forum setting and help build a spiritual community online. And if you want a free tarot or oracle reading, all of these things can be achieved by reaching the first tier on my Patreon. So check that out if you want to be a part of the inner circle. And as always, have a blessed and beautiful day, you guys.